When you're a kid and you get mad, it's natural to want to just like smack the other kid. And then you teach your kid like that's not the right thing to do. And that's the struggle with kids, really, when you think about it. From the time they're born through their teenage years, the struggle is trying to teach them to do the right thing instead of the wrong thing. Today I'm smoking one of my favorite cigars, my father's. Doing the right thing is something that doesn't get easier the older you get. If there's a bunch of nachos in front of me, or donuts, whew, and a bowl of fruit, stinking fruit looks awful. I want a donut. There's a video by Jocko Willink, who I'm a big fan of, who describes this perfectly, way better than I can. So I want to play that clip for you, and really, I just want to take credit for it.
You know, for me, character is not a very complex thing. For me, character is you do what's right. You do the right thing. That's what you do. And if you do the right thing, regardless of what the consequences are, that represents character. And so then how do you build character? You do the right thing. You do the right thing for yourself. You do the right thing for your family. You do the right thing for the people that you know. You do the right thing for your community. You do the right thing for your country. That's what you do. And now, on an individual level, those things are hard things often, right? If those are hard things, you have to make the right decisions. You have to live a disciplined life. Those little things that you do on a daily basis to make yourself better, to improve your health, to improve your situation in life. You're doing those things. They're hard to do. And when you do those things, they build your character. And ultimately they lead to your character being a good character as opposed to a bad one.
It's one of those videos that hits it rings so true to me in our culture today, in our country today. You don't have to look far to see what's wrong with it. And the thing is, the wrong things in our country today aren't just subtly wrong. They're wrong at the deepest human level. They are at their core, in my opinion, evil. They're literally destroying kids' life, both physically in very real ways and also in emotional ways, toying with kids' emotions and pushing them into lifestyles and habits that could affect them their entire life, could actually ruin their life. It's easy to think like, this stuff will change. I think it'll go away. I think it'll get better. But the reality is it hasn't. In the short time that this uprising has happened through the LGBTQRSTUV movement and Black Lives Matter and all of these things, they're not going away. They're affecting a generation more than we realize. I was talking to my wife about this the other day. Look at the people who are the strongest defenders of these groups. They're young people, early 20s and lower. They're teaching it in schools now. There's books about it. Target now has clothes to help kids transition to their proper gender if they're born in the wrong one. Companies like Google and the platform I'm on tries to ban this kind of content. Anybody who says anything in opposition to these ideas, and they shut them down. And meanwhile, most of us, as men, make up excuses for why we can't do the right thing. We can't do anything about it. That video of Jocko's, I think, is monumentally true. True character is doing the right thing. And when you see a culture that's literally damaging and in literal ways killing our children who rely on us to protect them, and we just stand by and make excuses for why we can't do anything about it, it's a disease that's growing. And unless men decide to stand up and do the right thing, which is a really hard thing to do, it's just going to keep happening faster and faster. Because, as you know, the world is going faster and faster. Information spreads like crazy. Kids are glued to their phone. Social media influences kids so much more than we as old adults even realize. You remember when you were a kid and your grandpa or your dad would tell you something and you would think, they're just old. They don't know what it's like for me today. They don't get me. That was a little bit true, but not very much. For the most part, the world that I grew up in was pretty much the same world my dad grew up in, and my dad's world was pretty close to his dad's, and that was true for as far back as you want to go. Things didn't change that fast. So dads and moms, they knew what their kids were going through. They dealt with the same things. There was nothing really new that their kids dealt with. But that's not true anymore. Our kids literally are growing up in a world that we don't understand and being influenced by things that are so much more powerful and strong than what we can say. we really are the old generation. So when we try to tell a kid how it used to be and what's right in the world, they don't care. You really don't get their world. They look at you the same way you did with your dad, like, you don't get me. But for the first time, it's true. We don't. We don't understand the influences on our kids today. And they are destroying our country, and they're destroying our families. And I can't ignore it anymore. I can't, in good conscience, I can't in good conscience just sit back and do nothing anymore. It is far time for men to stand up and do the right thing. I think the right thing starts with you. It starts with me, bettering ourselves. And from there, hopefully, as we continue to build ourselves better and stronger and influence our families, maybe we can start to influence the other people around us, our friends, the people in our community. And if we can all start doing that, it may make a difference. At least it's a step in the right direction. But at the very beginning, at the very core, it starts with us. It starts with those seemingly small decisions that we're confronted with every day. And it just continues from there. And as one person stands up, hopefully others will too. So, I don't know what to do about it, but I am looking for other like-minded men who are in the same boat as me, who don't know what to do, but they're willing to make the right decision, the hard decision to do something. If that's you watching this video, I would love to, I don't know exactly what the plan is here, like I said, but I am looking for 5 other men that are similar to me that I'd love to get to know and start chatting with separately, outside of YouTube, outside of all of this, to come up with a plan. I have some ideas, and maybe you do too. I think chatting together is a good place to start. If I could get 4 or 5 other guys who are like-minded, who care about this country, who care about their families, and care about themselves and their role in this country, trying to do something about what's happening to it, let me know. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to chat. And it's kind of a scary place to start, just random people on YouTube, because I'm like, I don't know you. You might be a crazy person, but I'm trying to figure out a way to kind of filter out some of the crazies and get to. I know there's some of you out there. I know there's a few people who have been commenting on these videos that I've chatted with a little bit just through the comments that I'm like, they seem like a pretty decent person. They seem like-minded. If that's you, if you're like, I am one of them, let me know in the comments or reach out to me through Instagram. You can direct message me there. I also have an email, the Suburban Pilgrims. I think, it's, I don't even know my own email. I think it's on the YouTube channel. You can email me there. I think it's thesuburbanpilgrims@gmail.com. Either way, if that's you, if you're watching this right now and you're like, dang, that is totally me. I know for sure there's nothing I can do on my own. So I'm looking just for core 4 or 5 men that I can start talking to here and there to start, really just start a conversation is all I'm looking to do right now and see where we might be able to go from there. But it starts with just, I don't know, hopefully this video. And if this is speaking to you and you're like, yep, totally me, reach out to me if you would, and we'll see where we go from here. In the marketing world, anytime I do a video, there's always a CTA at the end, a call to action. I suppose this video is sort of a call to action. I just don't know what that action plan is yet. I'm actually hoping that whoever reaches out, if we start to chat and you're not a crazy person, we can start to work together to figure out what that action plan might be. And once we have an action plan, it's a lot easier to sell that to. Once we have an action plan, it's a lot easier to get other men to join in. It just takes an initial group to actually stand up, choose the right decision over the wrong decision. That's what I'm looking for. If that's you, reach out. I would love to chat. Thanks for watching.